can bet your bottom dollar. Great programming coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Stand by. Hold on. Talk at its finest, coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In about 2 minutes, stand by. We know what guys are talking about. Stand by. A great show coming up next on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. In about 30 seconds. Stand by. Don't go away. Stop. If they're talking about it at the barbershop, we're talking about it here on SME. Great show coming up in about 30 seconds. Don't go away. Stand by. It's time. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Another great product on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yeah!
Mic check, mic check. Yes. Yes. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Marcus Harper, and you are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. Yes. Pew, 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 pew. Let's go. Right on. Now, before we get started, I gotta take a moment and thank God, because without him, there is no me. Believe it. All right. Now that we got that out of the way, hello, good peoples. How are you out there? How your mama and them doing? Hope everyone is doing okay. Oops, excuse me. Let me clean that up. We are national now. How is everyone doing out there? How is your family, your mother, your family? How is everyone doing out there? Hope everyone is doing okay. Life is good. Yes. Hope you got a chance to check out episode 13. I think it was the third song, the Mother's Day song. Hope you got a chance to check that out for sure. If not, save it for next year. Right on, right on. I don't know how long these songs are going to last. That's a whole nother story. But yeah, let me get to the show. All right, shouts out to Doug Stewart. Got to give shout out to Doug Stewart and the entire Stewart Media and Entertainment team. Absolutely. Again, our show will be in conjunction with them for the near future, for sure. And check him out. Definitely go on to Spreaker. Check him out. Search Doug Stewart. He has his own channel. Has a whole plethora of shows. My show is on there as well. Absolutely. If you everybody has smartphones now, so get Spreaker. Again, Spreaker is speaker with an R in there. and let me spell it for you with an aura in there. Let me spell it. It is SPRA EAKE aura. So definitely go check him out. Doug Stewart, search him. Get the Spreaker app. Again, whole bunch of shows in there. Check them out for sure. My show, if you want to hit me up, again, my show is on there as well. If you want to contact me, my show is still on SoundCloud. If you want to contact me, though, the number to the show is 404-806-1416. Again, 404-806-1416. You can hit me up there. If you want to hit me on Twitter, I am on social media. I'm on Twitter. The handle is @SplashBrother. All one word, capital S on Splash, capital B on Brother. It is case sensitive. If you're not on social media, you can just go to the web, type in twitter.com/SplashBrother. That simple. You get to my page and see all the stuff I post out there. If you don't have any of those and you just want to hit me up on email, you can do that as well. Email address is mailbagmarcus@gmail.com for sure. So hit me up on any of those things. Definitely check out Spreaker. Again, my show is in there. Post on Tuesdays. So definitely check me out. To all my new listeners, thank you. First timers, thank you. Anybody I pass the business card to, anybody on these streets, I don't know however you got to the show, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. Again, this podcast is sports centric. Just to let you know, we are aware and awake, though, that there are other things going on in the world. And we see fit when there are things that need addressing, we will address accordingly. I don't know if it's the weather breaking, but noticing the rise in the videos of police and mall security and violence against minorities. Usually that's how it is. But the thing that's concerning to me right now is a lot of videos I'm seeing are with teenagers. And that's not always good because teenagers have a tendency to talk back. They don't always know what they speak of. They think they do, but they don't always know. And, teenagers are very, very rebellious. And that's concerning to me. So, again, we will address things accordingly as they break for sure. We are, though. We're going to get to the sports. Let's keep it on the sports. We are in the middle. The Western Conference Finals, Eastern Conference Finals in basketball is finally here. New episode. So last week sets up this week. And I want to get to the awards. Props to the team of the week, the Oklahoma City Thunder. Absolutely. They pulled off an upset. I feel like it was an upset beating the San Antonio Spurs in the second round. And I was going to just focus on that part of it and wait to talk about this Western Conference Finals. Then they went out there tonight and made me throw out the rundown because they went out there and clipped Golden State in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. But yeah, props to them. Props to Russell Westbrook. They were down 2-1 in the San Antonio series. And how's it go? I think the saying is, Dex, what song is it where Jay-Z says, "It's funny what 7 days can change"? What song is that, Dex? Yeah, a week ago. Yeah, exactly. It's funny what 7 days can change. Absolutely. When it comes to Russell Westbrook. Because when they were down 2-1, everybody was, again, ready to throwing dirt on his name. You should have seen some of the articles out there. Just the bashing of Russell Westbrook. But then he comes back, plays amazing, plays an all-around game. Again, keeping everyone involved. He is absolutely an integral part of that team. They take care of San Antonio, and they're off to Golden State. And like I said, they take care of Golden State in Game 1. And the thing that's impressive to me about Russell Westbrook, and oh yeah, Russell Westbrook has a new name on the show. He has a nickname on the show. His nickname on the show, Russell Westbrook, is Jesus. Yes, he is Jesus, for real. Kanye Westbrook, whatever you want to call him. And this is what I appreciate, what I learned about Russell Westbrook a long time ago. You have to take the good and bad with Russell Westbrook. It is what it is. You have to take his genius with his insanity because they don't come separate. They come together. Russell Westbrook is liable to come, and it's all the way from his fashion to the way he plays. Yes, does Russ make bad plays and have bad games and bad moments and all that stuff? Yes, all of the above. But when you look at that OKC team, there's not a dude on that team that makes more winning plays. Period. Real rap. If you go back and look at the last series against San Antonio, Game 5. He had 4 or 5 plays in the last 3 minutes of that game. Their series is tied 2-2, and they go on to win that game. 2 plays I can think of off top where he played and everybody stopped thinking the whistle had blown. Last one got the and one that sealed the game. And again, they boat raced San Antonio in Game 6. So, yeah, that was a series-changing game. And then in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, he has a terrible first half shooting the ball, even though he's still doing other things, contributing. A lot of dimes, a lot of rebounds, still very much involved in the game. He had 7 steals in Game 1. But they're down 13 at half. He comes out in the third quarter, has a 19-point third quarter, scores 15 straight points at one point. They ended up with 38 points in the quarter. They took the game from a 13-point game to a 3-point game. They're right back in the game, and they end up winning. Yeah, these are the things that Russell Westbrook does. Again, Kanye West, A Life of Pablo. For every crazy track, there's a FML. It's just everything. That's the part of Kanye Westbrook that you just have to accept. So Kanye Westbrook, Russell Westbrook is known as Yeezus from now on around here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Yeah. Russell Westbrook plays exactly how he dresses. He comes to the stadium. He may have on some regular pants with a mesh shirt, a blazer, a bandana, everything. This dude is all over the place. So yeah, gotta give him his props. Just have to take him with what he is. Like I said, you have to take Russell Westbrook as he is. For the Spurs, I'll keep it real brief on the Spurs. It's time. It's absolutely time, family. I'm somewhat familiar with what an end of a run looks like. And I don't care how many games you win in the regular season. Last year, you got put out in the first round by the Clippers. This year, you got put out in the second round by the by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah, it's time. It is. Ginobili, it's time, family. Tim Duncan, the greatest power forward in a center's body to ever play in the NBA. It's time. It is what it is. You see Tim Duncan, he can't jump anymore. It is what it is. He hasn't been able to jump for years, but it's like really bad now. He can't get off the ground. So, yeah, them days of Tim Duncan putting up 20s and 10s and stuff like that, them days is over for real. I like this segment. All right, stick around. Got a full show for you for sure. Got some football stuff for you. Notes and quotes. Got some random stuff for you. Got an OG quote of the week from Nasir Jones, and Bill Parcells. Got 2 OG quotes of the week for you for some New York Giants. And then next, when we get back, we're going to get into this conference finals. We'll definitely get in the breakdown of the East and the West. Again, pass the show for me. I would appreciate it. You are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Harper. Life is good. We'll be right back.
The man of the house since his dad left. Wake up days feeling stressed. No stability, every year got a new address. Never changed the view from the window, he's seeing mad arrest. He saw his homie's death, same age, same story. Question God, wonder why he would take such a young shorty. It ain't even 8:40, already he thinking poorly. But still, he's the
All right, we are back. You are listening to the Marcus Harper podcast. I am your humble host, Marcus Harper. That was Rhapsody, absolutely, song called The Man off her album Beauty and the Beast. Yes, go cop that. Yes, she is the only MC featured on the To Pimp a Butterfly album by Kendrick Lamar. Probably the dopest female MC in the game right now. Definitely go get that. Told you, this is the Sports Talk podcast with soul. So yes, shout out to the Soul Council for that one. Appreciate it. Again, let me get to the awards. We're going to go ahead and get into the hoops, like I said. Wait 1 second. Before we do that, let me get to all the contact information. If you want to hit me up, again, telephone number to the show is 404-806-1416. You can hit me up there. Again, 404-806-1416. You can hit me up there. Hit me on Twitter. My Twitter handle, it is case sensitive. It is at Splash Brother, all one word, capital S on Splash, capital B on Brother. Definitely get on Twitter. Like I said, if you get on there just for the news, do that. The news travels very, 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 very fast. So being on Twitter is, you won't miss a beat. That is for sure. And if you're not on there and you just want to email me, definitely hit me up. I still get emails. I appreciate them. Email is mailbagmarcus. Marcus is spelled Marcus. Again, mailbagmarcus@gmail.com. All right, let's get to these weekly awards. The ball player of the week goes to Klay Thompson. Want to give him his props again. Last week, set up this week. He led, I believe he was leading the playoffs in scoring going into the conference finals. So we're right around 30 a game. I think he averaged 31 in the series versus Portland. Don't forget, they didn't have Steph for 3 of those games. He, again, was shooting like 50% going into the conference finals from 3. And was doing it on both ends. He did a stand-up job, a very admirable job on Damian Lillard. Yes, Damian Lillard did score his points, but he held him to under 40% shooting. So he was, again, making it a long night, making it a high-volume night for Damian Lillard. So props to Klay. Doesn't always get his props. Again, Steph is Jordan and Klay is Pippen. So props to Klay. He gets his props this week. Team of the week, again, OKC Thunder. Poetic Justice Award goes to Russell Westbrook. Yes, Kanye Westbrook. Yeezus himself. Zoolander. I like that one. I'll tell to the homie for Zoolander. I like that one. And then the Fred OG, Big Dummy, Fred OG. Yeah, the Big Dummy Award goes to Sam Bradford. I wanted to give him this a while ago, but Sam Bradford, now he's back in camp. Now everything's good. Him, his agent, all you big dummies. He has quarterbacks are the biggest prima donnas, divas, whatever you want to call them. They are the biggest divas in the world. And right now, they're getting mad at people calling them this. It is a trip. They can hold out. They can do all this. And quarterbacks are a trip. So I'm not going to spend much time on that. Fred OG, whatever you want to call, Big Dummy Award goes to Sam Bradford. Yeah, I give him 5 games this year. 5 games before Carson Wentz is in there. You think the people of Philly are going to put up with this? Yeah, right. All right, let's get to these hoops. Again, conference finals have started. Let's start out west. Game 1 is in the books. OKC got it done, 108-102. Very, very entertaining game. Great game. Golden State has to be careful. We don't have to talk the matchups and get into all that stuff. The series is now started. I will say this about the game so far. Again, only 1 game in. Golden State has to be careful switching everything. Sometimes you can do too much switching and get yourself caught in unfavorable matchups. So that's something I observed in game one. They got to be careful of that. But for the most part, the Warriors led this game for 3 quarters. They led the game. The game was in double digits. Most teams crumble from the onslaught of offense that the Warriors, all the pressure they put on teams, most teams crumble under that. But OKC is not weak-willed Houston. They're not the inexperienced Portland Trail Blazers. So they were able to keep the game close. And in the fourth quarter, they got it done. Props to Billy Donovan. Billy Donovan is the coach of the week. Absolutely. Again, he's going to throw all these different matchups and coverages. But what I really like what he's doing with Kevin Durant right now. Kevin Durant is catching the ball below the free throw line. Kevin Durant is catching it at the top of the free throw line. And a lot of different places where Dirk catches the ball. Used to like to catch the ball, the mid-post, different things like that. And they're doing different things and just running down and throwing it to him. And, again, allowing the defense to set up on the back end. So, yeah, props to them. This is going to be a very good series. This series will be the long one, of course. I don't think anybody's going to change their opinion on the series off one game. Again, the Warriors led this game by double digits a majority of the game. They were even leading after the third quarter. But props to they had a cold fourth quarter. It happens. Winning a championship, I say this all the time, winning a championship is not easy to do. If it were easy, everyone would do it. So, yeah, we'll definitely keep you posted. By the time this series comes back next week, it'll only be 3 games in. So we'll definitely come back next week and talk about it. We're going to see adjustments on top of adjustments on top of adjustments. And, definitely keep our eye on that. Again, we'll talk about it next week. In the East, I don't have much for you when it comes to the East. We're going to economize this episode for sure. I don't have a lot for you in the East. I look at the matchups and I got one for you. I got a couple. let me give you a couple. One, Hawks fans, DeMar Carroll, he's now healthy and he'll get his crack at Lotto. He said he wanted his crack at Lotto last year. He wasn't healthy. LeBron James took advantage of that. And, let me clean that up. For the new listeners, we have nicknames around here. And in order to comprehend the show, you got to be able to speak the linguistics. And LeBron James is Lotto. So, yeah. DeMar Carroll last year here with the Hawks was saying how, if he had been healthy, he would have been able to get after LeBron James. Well, he is now healthy, so he will get his crack at Lotto. Good luck with that. And LeBron James is called Lotto because if you are going to play the number this week, if you are looking for some numbers, astrology, horoscopes not giving you your right numbers, just go pull a LeBron box score. He's got you covered, fam. He's got you covered. So, yeah, that is the one matchup I can give you in this series. There is a significant gap between Cleveland and everyone else in the East. I think, if anything, Cleveland will use this as a tune-up for what possibly could be coming in the finals with a dynamic backcourt. The problem is DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry don't shoot it like the brothers splash. So I don't know how much of that is going to get them tuned up. But I do. The Raptors, props to them. They have a very, very successful season. They have made it to the conference finals. First time in franchise history. But, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be very, very, very tough. Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan are both shooting sub 40%. That's the number, 40 in this series. They're both shooting sub 40% from the field. They're both shooting, I think, sub 20% from 3. So they have to take 40 shots to get 40 points. And if they are doing that again, this series will be over quickly. Bron has had the ability to rest being in the East and play 8 games in 32 days. I will take that every day of the week. I will take LeBron James getting rest over J.R. Smith, Shumpert, Fry, all the quote-unquote rust they'll have for a half. Yeah, I'll take that. No problem. Bron is a well-oiled machine, feeling good, and yeah, ready to roll. So, all right, when we get back, we're going to go ahead and get into the football. Again, pass the show for me. Word of mouth is what's going to make this thing grow. I would appreciate it if you pass the show for me. But when we get back, got some football stuff for you. Got a couple notes for you regarding football. Got some college football stuff for you. Again, you are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Harper. Life is good. We'll be right back. Yeah, Dex.
My AI just changed. It just buzzed the front gate. I thank God you came.
All right. Cut the track. We are back. You are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. That song goes. That was Drake off his latest album, Views. Song called Controller. Yes. Definitely go check out that album. Again, you are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your humble host, Marcus Harper. If you want to hit me up, telephone number to the show is 404-806-1416. Call me, drop me a line. Doesn't matter about anything. Drop me a line. If it's worthy, it will hit the show. Definitely. I had somebody leave a good one. I had problems trying to get it out of. I'm learning how to get these voicemails off the answer machine and get them to play correctly through the audio. But definitely hit me up. 404-806-1416. Hit me up there. If you're on Twitter, hit me up, follow me. I'll follow back, definitely. My Twitter handle is @SplashBrother. Your secret is safe with me. Don't worry, I ain't going to tell anybody. You won't lose any street cred following me for sure. At least I don't think you will. I don't know. Again, @SplashBrother. It is case sensitive. Capital S on Splash, capital B on Brother. SoundCloud, folks, if you can get to SoundCloud, all of my episodes are out there from season 2. Definitely check me out. SoundCloud. It is SoundCloud.com. You can just type in SoundCloud.com and then the / and put in my last name, Harper, then my first name, Marcus. So you can hit me up there. And then lastly, my email address is mailbagmarcus@gmail.com. Mailbagmarcus, Marcus is spelled MARCUS @gmail.com. All right, that is everything. Let's go ahead and get into the football stuff. I'm going to start in college football. Keep it very brief. Unless you live under a rock, this past week in college football, or in college, regarding football was graduation. This week was graduation, and all these universities pretty much across our great nation, United States here, nothing going on. Again, graduation, the kids have a break all the way till around the first week of June, so they get the next couple of weeks off. So yeah, kids, stay out of trouble, enjoy your break, and see you the first week of June. Camps will be, I think all hands are on deck first week of June. In the NFL, want to get over to the NFL. Rookie mini camps have started. All these teams where we're at on the calendar, rookie mini camps. The players will be coming together. Everybody will be in sometime next week or right around Memorial Day, right around the 24th, 25th, right around there. Players will be in. Yeah, right now, if you look, I always look at the calendar and I look and you've had your off-season workouts you've had all your draft stuff done. You've had all your off-season acquisitions. And for all intents and purposes, your 53-man roster lies in your building already. And those 80, 85 guys you have at camp, somewhere in there is your 53. Reggie Bush and Arian Foster, Roddy White, these veterans, they will be picked up probably closer to camp. But again, this is pretty much what you have. And every year, so this is the new year for real when it comes to football. So these guys are going to be trying to get the young guys and the new guys in. The coaching staffs, they'll be trying to get the young guys and the new guys in and get them acclimated to their systems as quickly as possible. So again, now with the new year starting, I tell everyone, write this down about your own team. Just write this word down and see how many times you go back to it during the year. And that word is attrition. Every year, it jumps up and bites everybody. And again, with the year starting now, we can already get to it. Attrition. It really, really does. Health equals wealth in NFL, in all sports. Health equals wealth, for certain. Buffalo Bills, and get to this news. Buffalo Bills, Shaq Lawson, rookie first rounder that they drafted, defensive end, supposed to be replacing Mario Williams. He had a shoulder problem in college. He dislocated it already in camp, and he's going to be out 5 to 6 months. Got to have surgery. Huge. Huge. Wide receiver Sammy Watkins has a broken bone in his foot, similar to the injury that Dez Bryant had last year. Yes, it is the off season, but it looks like he's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. And I'm going to be honest, it's the off season. Might as well make that 6 to 8 weeks because they will wait until he's completely healed before they put him out there. Again, missing valuable time, valuable reps he could be getting with Tyrod Taylor working on the passing game. He's supposed to be the number one wide receiver. Again, same offensive system. These are the things you're supposed to be able to build on, and when you're supposed to be fine-tuning things. And yeah, he will not be able to do that. And hey, it's huge. That Buffalo fans, I know some Buffalo fans. Shouts out to my people in Buffalo. These are the things that get your coach fired, get you starting all the way back over. Little things like this. Denver already got injuries. Denver was the healthiest team in the NFL last year when they won that Super Bowl. Mark Sanchez, he tore a ligament in his left thumb, non-throwing hand. That is significant. That is huge. That is, it's not his throwing hand. But he decided to go ahead and get surgery. He will miss the beginning of camp. Ryan Fitzpatrick played all last year with a torn ligament in his thumb. I believe he tore it in like November. And he played the rest of the season with it. So you can play with it. But I understand, there were certain things Ryan Fitzpatrick couldn't do. He had problems taking snaps under center, different things like that. So Mark Sanchez decided to get it addressed. But the problem with this is now you give more reps to Paxton Lynch. These gives valuable reps to Paxton Lynch. And if you needed these reps, you're new to this system. If Paxton Lynch can show any kind of thing, again, you may see him, and don't be surprised, Broncos fans, if he's the starter day one. Other news, Tyrann Mathieu, he's returning from injury. He's working on a deal that may be announced within the next week. Maybe come back next week, it'll be done. Word is he's going to be the highest paid safety in the league and well earned. The Honey Badger is my guy. Absolutely. He had 5 interceptions last year before blowing out his knee, led the team. Yeah, man, ball player. They say they're going to break him off. He's going to get Earl Thomas type money. Earl Thomas is getting $10 million a year. He'll probably get north of that. They want him to be the face of the franchise. So yeah, he's an absolute ball player. All right. Last week I told you we're going to talk divisions. And like I said, what to look out for in all these divisions. I talked to NFC South last week, and instead of going into these divisions and giving you team breakdowns and all that, yes, it is May, and it's never too early to talk football, but I'll give you the team and division breakdowns when we get, summer and camps and stuff like that leading into the regular season. But what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do for you. I want to talk AFC North. I'm going to give you a name, key name. Remember this name, because this name will probably come up at some point during the regular season. And these are key names, I feel, from each team in the NFC North that could be deciders in the fate of their teams this season. I want to start with the Chicago Bears. And that's going to be, and I'm not going to just try to just keep it quarterback. We all know how valuable the quarterback is. Offensive coordinator, Dow Loggins. He's the quarterback. He was the quarterback's coach last year. He's taken over for Adam Gase. Again, Adam Gase had success with Jay Cutler. That led to him getting the job in Miami. And I really, really like what the Bears did in the draft and what they did in the offseason. I love what John Fox is building. Yes, they lost Matt Forte, but Jeremy Langford is ready. You saw that last year. They took a running back in the 5th round out of University of Indiana, Jordan Howard, who I liked. My Raiders took a running back in the 5th round right around that spot. So I want to see how these guys play out over the next couple of years. But yeah, I really like what they're doing. So it's going to be on Dow Loggins. Bears fans know they're not going anywhere if Jay Cutler isn't on his stuff. And again, it's easy to pick the quarterback, but if Dow Loggins can build off the foundation that Adam Gase was able to put in place last year, John Fox is going to play it close to the vest, and he's been able to do more with less at the quarterback position. But that could be very key to the Bears' success. So Dow Loggins, offensive coordinator, Chicago Bears. The Detroit Lions, general manager Bob Quinn. And the reason why I bring him up, yes, we know about Jim Bob Cooter, the offensive coordinator, and him working with Matt Stafford and things like that. But Bob Quinn, the GM, as you know, the Detroit Lions had a very disappointing last season. We were cleaning house in the middle of the season, coaching staff, front office. They bring in Bob Quinn, outsider. The Lions have had a history of digging into their past to get former players, former people with ties to the franchise. So Bob Quinn's coming from the outside, and he's the GM. And you have no Megatron now. And are you rebuilding right now? Or are you trying to, is the goal to compete for the playoffs and make the playoffs this year? They've got some players, but you've got to continue. Now with no Megatron, you got to continue to get guys on offense, run the ball, right? Got to fix the line. They've tried to address the line the last 2 years in the draft. Got to be able to do these things. So I want to see what Bob Quinn does, what he's done. I like the moves that he's made, but we'll see what they play out like on the field. So GM Bob Quinn for the Detroit Lions. No Megatron. You got Golden Tate, Marvin Jones and company. We're going to see what Matt Stafford can do with that for sure. In Green Bay, I went back and forth on these two guys, but I'm going to go Jordy Nelson. Jordy Nelson slightly above Eddie Lacy. And the reason why I'm going Jordy Nelson is because he allows everyone in that wide receiving corps to settle back into their own positions. He is the number one. He is the outside guy. Can move Randall Cobb back inside and move him all over the formations. You have the deep ball threat back. So, yeah, having Jordy Nelson back, of course, we know health with all of the players, all of the above. We know about the attrition, but Jordy Nelson, that is the name I circled. The Green Bay Packers are a very, very good football team on both sides of the ball. Very, very formidable. So, Jordy Nelson, Green Bay Packers. Minnesota Vikings, I had to go Teddy Bridgewater. I got to keep it real. When it comes to the Vikings, it's all about Teddy Bridgewater. Coach Zimmerman, one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, top 3 favorite coaches for sure, addressed the O-line. He said our O-line has to be better at blocking, so he has made moves and made changes and fired the offensive line coach, and he's done all these different things to address the O-line, but it comes down to Teddy Bridgewater. Yes, that game last year in the playoffs was, when they played in Minnesota, was unreasonably cold. Like that game, those games don't happen all the time, playing in that type of weather and those elements. But 9 points is not going to get it done. Teddy Bridgewater, he's going to be in his 3rd year. I like Teddy Bridgewater a lot. I just worry about his size. I feel like he has just a slight frame. But we'll see. As he gets bigger, hopefully he'll get bigger and stronger. But yeah, Teddy Bridgewater has to make that step, getting this team north of 20 points. You're going to have to go out on the road one game and go get 30. Let's be honest. You're going to have to go out there some point and go get 30. So north of 20. They like Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver. They got him last year out of Maryland. They like him. He feel like he is a Antonio Brown light, which means putting his foot in the ground and running short routes and doing different things like that. They like him. We already know you got AP in the run game. They drafted Laquan Treadwell out of Ole Miss, big wide receiver, to be that big 3rd down, catch that slant route, what have you, wide receiver. So now you got your 1 and your 2. Still got Kyle Rudolph. Hopefully Charles Johnson, whatever happened to Charles Johnson? He flashed for them last 2014, 2015 season. But, yeah, it is. If the Vikings, again, the defense is going to be legit. We know we trust the defense is going to be good. It's going to be on Teddy Bridgewater and that passing game and that offense. I don't care how they get it done. Just go put points on the board. All right, that'll be it. I'm going to leave that alone. When we get back, definitely next week we'll do another division. I got you. Haven't decided what division we'll do, but every week I'll give you something different regarding these divisions and things to look for in the NFL. Again, let me give you the names again. In Chicago, offensive coordinator Dowell Loggins. In Detroit, general manager Bob Quinn. In Green Bay, Jordy Nelson, for sure, wide receiver. And in Minnesota, Teddy Bridgewater. Those 4 people will have very huge impact on their teams this year. Like I said, we'll do it again next week, a different division. If you want me to cover a division, send it to me. I will definitely do that. You'll definitely move to the top of the list. But when we get back, I got you. Some notes and quotes, some random stuff, and then I'm going to get you the OG quote of the week. Pass the show for me, please. I would appreciate it. You are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Harper. Life is good. We'll be right back. Yeah. All right, we are back. You are listening to the Marcus Harper Podcast. I am your host, Marcus Harper. That was Zoe. Shouts out to Zoe. Album called Skybreak. Drops Friday, May 20th. That song is off his new album. Song is called Lifelines, featuring Dornick and my main man, Fonte Coleman, the poet known as Tigolo. Dude over my right shoulder in the Avi picture. If you're on Twitter, you see that picture. Yeah, dude over my right shoulder. So, yeah, make sure you cop that for sure. iTunes, Amazon, go to foreignexchangemusic.com. Google search foreign exchange, cop all that, yes, cop all that FE music. They close out the show as well. Make sure you get that, all of that. All right, let me get, like I said, I'll get you out of here. Got a couple notes for you. Baseball wise, let me give you all the contact information. Contact if you want to hit me up. Mailbag Marcus, that's the email address. Mailbag Marcus, all one word. Marcus is spelled Marcus. Mailbagmarcus@gmail.com. The telephone number is 404-806-1416. You can hit me up there. Again, 404-806-1416. Hit me up there. Twitter handles @SplashBrother, all one word, capital S on Splash, capital B on Brother. It is case sensitive. You can probably search me under Mr. Harper. Probably search that as well. But yeah, look me up, throw me a follow. I will definitely follow you back. Life is good. All right, let's get into the notes and quotes. Okay, baseball. Always hit you up with baseball stuff. Got a few baseball things. It is Cubs Watch 2016. Again, it is the year of the Cubs. And the Cubs enter the week at 27-9. First place, playing good ball. Had a 500 week. But again, they're building themselves equity. Almost 20 games above 500. And they're rolling. Chicago White Sox, a couple other baseball stuff. Usually it's just Cub Watch. Wanted to bring up the White Sox because White Sox are 10 games above 500 early, and they're doing everything they can. They're doing their best to not become an afterthought in the year of the Cubs, especially in the city of Chicago, because, it is. It's the year of the Cubs. At least around these parts it is. Boston, I wanted to bring them up. They are mashing right now. Lead baseball in runs. Coming off a 10-game stretch, an 8, 9, 10-game stretch where they're averaging 10 runs a game, basically averaging over a run an inning. David Ortiz is having himself quite the farewell season. Yes, it's early, but yeah, he is cementing himself as a Hall of Famer. I'm not a big fan of DHs going into the Hall of Fame. Matter of fact, I wouldn't put one in before Edgar Martinez. Just my personal opinion. I'm a little biased. Best right-handed hitter I've probably seen in my lifetime, but Edgar Martinez. But David Ortiz is right there. I think David Ortiz at this point, if you put him in before Edgar Martinez, I would not be mad. David Ortiz is the clutchest hitter seen in my lifetime and watching baseball. He is the clutchest hitter. Jim Leyritz was a stud with the Yankees. But yeah, just pull up the tape. The tape is very long with David Ortiz and clutch hits. Clutch hits. All right, so let me get some other notes. Did you see this in the news? This was in the news. Russia in the Olympics, Rio 2016, New York Times wrote a story about, there's a story that cracked by the World Anti-Doping Agency regarding Russia and their athletes. They had 15 medalist winners, dozens of athletes test positive for various steroids and illegal substances. As you know, in the news, Maria Sharapova was in the news for the drug she got popped with. And again, that was something that they just added to the list. Potvin, he's a heavyweight fighter. He just got popped with this. And there's a really, really big, seems to be sophisticated performance-enhancing drug set up in Russia. Again, all these players are being busted. I want to make sure I give this to you right. Currently, Russia's track and field squad is suspended by the IAAF and the IOC. All these different names, but excuse me. WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, and IOC, the International Olympic Committee, they need to step in. And if these reports and all these things that the New York Times laid out in this story, if this stuff is true, Russia does not need to be participating in the 2016 Olympic Games in Rio. They need to send them home. I doubt they do it, but yeah, if you see this stuff, you would be like, wow, really? Yes, yes. All right, some randoms, a couple randoms. I'm not going to explain these. Random? Let me say that one. I'll say this one. How about this one? This is America. Random, this is America. Where we hate both Aisha Carey and Kim Kardashian. I don't know, man. You tell me. We hate them both. We hate them both. It is what it is. America. Random in the news. Props to Larry Fitzgerald. This is just news. Graduated from college this past weekend. Again, I told you, everybody's graduations. He fulfilled his promise to his mother to get his degree, so props to him. I know he's taking classes with the University of Phoenix. I didn't get the rest of the story, but props to him. Larry Fitzgerald graduated. Random. Christian Hackenberg is going to be the best quarterback out of this draft class. Yep, I'm saying it. Jared Goff in St. Louis. Carson Wentz in Philly. Jury's still out. I feel like Paxton Lynch, I think his career arc, he has Jake the Snake Plumber written all over him. I think when it's all said and done, Christian Hackenberg is going to be the best quarterback in this draft. Random for my hip-hop heads, I need Jay-Z to drop an exclusive mixtape to all his Tidal subscribers. I need him to drop a mixtape strictly on Tidal, because you know Jay-Z's going to probably do his stuff strictly through there. So a nice mixtape. Do it for the culture, Jay. It's been years since you've dropped something. I know he is sitting on plenty of bars. I know there's probably been some things he's wanted to talk about. So do a mixtape. I can think of 4 or 5 beats off top that you could just go in there and run in off of. So, yeah, that's all the randoms. Let me get you to the OG quote of the week, and then we'll get you out of here. Again, OG quote of the week comes from Nasir Jones. It was in a sit-down interview he did, and he was talking about the times we're living in, and I want you to write this down. This one hit me, so I was like, yes, write this one down for sure. Again, he was talking about the times and the state of times we're living in and everything that's going on. And he was like, yeah, we live in a society now where everybody was talking about 0 to 60 and 0 to 100 and all these different things. He was like, we don't stop and appreciate that dash in life. And the 0 to 60, again, 0 to 100, whatever it is. And this is the quote. People need to stop and appreciate the dash in life. For real. Like, I shouldn't have to explain that one. Make sure you stop and appreciate the dash in life. We're already looking forward to the NBA Finals and Bron and Steph and all these things. Wait a minute. Let's just appreciate what we got right now. So yeah, Nasir Jones, appreciate the dash in life. Yes, life is good for sure. And then the last one, this is from me. OG quote of the week comes to you courtesy of Bill Parcells. And it's real simple. It was an interview he did, and they were talking to him about coming back into coaching. And you know, Bill Parcells is not for the lack of acumen, him being able to return to coaching. And he said, hey, it's a young man's game. And God looked at him and he said, yeah, it's a young man's game. And he didn't have to say anything else more than that. If you look at today's NFL player, NBA player, baseball player, this whole thing with the Odor and punching Batista and all these different things, yeah, it's a different time. This is a young man's game. So I would just remind you this. It's a young man's game. And yeah, Bill Parcells was like, yeah, I'm good. Again, it's not the X's and O's. It's everything else. It's dealing with today's athlete. So yes, it's a young man's game. I look at the Spurs. Love the Spurs to death. But watching game 1 of that Western Conference Finals, they would get ran off the court by either one of these teams. They would absolutely get ran off the court. So yeah, that's it. Let me go ahead and get out of here. Thank you again for listening. As always, I appreciate it. Please pass the show for me. Word of mouth is what's going to make this thing grow. This is the Thinking Man Show. Again, not man, not woman, but human. So please pass the show. If I gave you any bars, anything to make you think throughout the week, anything you can use, pass it for me. I would appreciate it. Thank you, Mom Dukes. Thank you, Pop Dukes. Thank you, Grams. Thank you to my brothers. Shouts out to my little brother. He is home now. Thank God for that. Yes. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to my nephew and niece, my pride and joy. My niece is graduating next week. Yes. Shouts out to you. Shouts out to the Morehouse, to my Morehouse bros. Shouts out to the Penthouse, to the Fab Five. Appreciate y'all. Shouts out to West Coast family. Shouts out to all of y'all, all of my listeners on the West Coast, everybody that supports me all around. I really appreciate y'all. To my West Coast family, you know who you are. You are appreciated. To Dax, the super producer, to my auntie out in the great Northwest, to everybody else all around. I don't want to leave anybody else out. To everybody else around, thank you again. We will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Health, wealth, love, peace, and happiness. Yes. We will be back next week. Life is good. Deuces.
In the afterglow beneath the twilight, I'll come running.